So, Across the Spider-Verse, you should watch it if you haven't already. And in light of Spider-Sonas becoming more relevant again due to the movie, I was gonna do a whole video on making one for myself, but I got bored and never finished the drawing. Couple of weeks after I gave up on the drawing, I found this wonderful bit of art whose creator I cannot find for the life of me, and I wanted to put my own spin on it. So, today lads, I'm drawing Lego Monkey Kid characters as spider people. And if any of you guys know who drew this, please tell me. It didn't have a watermark. I tried image search. That didn't work either. By the way, mild spoilers for the 4th season of Lego Monkey Kid and for Across the Spider-Verse. You have been warned. Alright, so starting with MK's suit design, I based a lot of his design on Paviter's suit and on his Season 4 armor. Before making this video, I had previously seen a guy talking about what makes a good and a bad spider suit. One of the points being, a bad spider suit had clashing themes that didn't really work together. An example provided was this Captain America themed Spider-Man suit. You can go see the guy fully explain why it was bad. I'm not gonna say the whole thing here, but essentially, the Captain America side of the suit had taken over so much of it that it barely had any Spider-Man left in it. Knowing all that, I went into these designs fully anticipating that to happen, and it most definitely did happen with MK's design. It's kinda tough mixing something as specific as a Chinese monkey warrior with a concept as distinct as Spider-Man. I think the only definingly Spider-Man parts of MK's suit are the lenses and the spider logo, but also these designs are for fun and it's not like they're gonna be in a movie, so who really cares besides me? Next design is May's. I wanted to try combining Spider-Bite's helmet and May's biker helmet, but I didn't like how it looks, so I just went for a normal mask. Then I had a small problem with this one. So if you go on Pinterest and look up Spider-Sona, you will see a bunch have either hair or a hood, especially if the Spider-Sona is female. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't use a hair or a hood in your design. It looks good. There's a reason why it's popular. But I personally didn't want to default to those details when designing May, so instead of giving her hair or a hood, I decided to just lean more into her dragon iconography, and for the rest of the suit, I just referenced her biker outfit and added webs, and 'twas done. Last, but definitely not least, we have Redson, who is actually the easiest to design. Since the fan art that inspired this video was a Redson fan art, I had been thinking about his design from the start. I knew I wanted his hair to be visible because it's even more iconic than May's hair, and I also wanted to incorporate his cloak because Spider-Noir had one and it looked cool. So I just took the Scarlet Spider approach of having the underlying suit be very simple whilst having the accessories bear the bulk of the design. And here are all of their roughly drawn designs. So we're on to phase 2, final illustrations. First one's MK. Again, because fun fact, I forced myself to draw MK first both times to make sure I wouldn't neglect him because I felt bad about neglecting his frames in one hell of a team. They're really poorly drawn, I'm sorry. I was actually gonna use this segment to talk about lore and backstories for these three, but I wasn't fond enough of MK to try and write stuff myself, so I made a community post asking for ideas. Only one person really answered, so damn it, I had to come up with my own stuff. Thanks, lads. Jokes aside, if you still want to come up with canon events and stuff for any of these three, you can completely disregard anything I come up with. I'm honestly not that good of a writer anyways. So, here's the lore. The parts that are about MK's suit were written by Nightstar from the comment section. MK's suit used to be Wukong's suit, and Wukong, now in retirement, passes it down to MK. However, like in Bad Weather, Wukong limits the power set of the suit so MK can learn to control his powers bit by bit, like the suit from Homecoming. Since MK was in a somewhat similar situation to Peter, the fact that he doesn't have parents and lives with adoptive parents, I thought that MK's Uncle Ben moment could be like Pigsy dying. I'd have said Tang, but Tang doesn't really seem responsible enough to say something like, with great power comes great responsibility. I feel like he'd just cry a bit and then pass away without giving any real advice. By the way, all three of these guys are separated. They live in their own universes because only one Spider-Man per universe is allowed apparently. Also, I feel like May would be MK's Gwen Stacy, not in the sense they're romantically involved, more like she's the second person MK will fail to save. And I think that Redson could be like some sort of Green Goblin parallel. I think he has that vibe. Fun fact, even before I saw this fan art, I had the idea of mixing Spider-Man and LMK, but instead of Spider-Sonas, it'd be Spider-Man characters in general. BBK was a variation of Rhino, Redson was the Red Goblin, and Macaque was Venom, but I guess in light of Season 4, Ink MK would be a more fitting Venom. And then I realized that it all actually still fit into the universe of Spider-MK, so here's the idea I had for a Sinister Six. We have the Red Goblin, Ink, the Bull, Scorpion, Golden Winged Vulture, Hunting Spider, and Prof Arachnid, which is a play it talk. It doesn't really work, but Syntax has the arms. It'd be a wasted opportunity. Anyways, now for May. So May's all fine and dandy, right? She hangs out with MK. At this point, MK hasn't met Wukong because Wukong hasn't decided to retire in this world yet. In this world, May is the one with the power, so she's the main character instead. She works with MK in the noodle shop because she has nothing better to do and she likes hanging out with him. And then she gets sent to deliver the noodles to Redson, and she goes through everything that MK did more or less in the Lego Monkey Kid pilot. So first she delivers the noodles to Redson. P.S. I think it'd be funny if Redson called her Noodle Girl in this universe. Then she beats DBK, becomes a hero, life is dandy. All the while she doesn't tell her parents because... same reason why Peter doesn't tell Aunt May, safety, and she doesn't want to get scolded. Then on her first encounter with the Spider Queen, she gets injected with serum, and boom! May has spider powers! And since May is the Gwen Stacy in MK's universe, MK would be the Peter Parker in May's universe, meaning he dies. So during Spider Queen's takeover, he screws himself over trying to help and to get himself powers. May stops him, he dies, canon event number 2! Then Redson sees that MK is dead and he decides to put differences aside and help her. Blah blah blah, they do stuff, team up, dragon fruit, hooray, Spider Queen defeated! And then we have a Samadhi fire arc and May goes from Dragon Spider to Samadhi Spider. Which is, I should design a suit for that, that'd look cool. Anyways, I don't have a lot for May's story. I didn't think that far ahead. Finally, Redson, who is ironically the hardest to write. If you have a better story idea, please share. Okay, so in this universe, Demon Bull King isn't a bull, he's a spider. He's the elder brother of the Spider Queen. Alternatively, to have Redson biologically inherit the spider powers, I could have just had DBK marry Spider Queen instead of changing his species, but Iron Bull is precious, it must be protected at all costs. So via his spider father, Redson inherits spider powers alongside the fire power. I don't know where that came from actually, like Iron Fan's element is wind and DBK is just a bull. Weird. So Redson goes through the series as normal, right? He antagonizes MK and the gang, trying to defeat them and stuff. And then Redson finds the key to LBD's box and brings it to his father. Are you proud of me yet? Then they let LBD out and she takes a host and becomes their royal advisor. Quick question, why do royal advisor characters always seem to be evil? Like, you have Jafar, Yzma, Longfeng, Haman, the guy from Dragon Prince. Tropes like that are weird. You'd think that a really specific type of thing would be less common. Anyway, so LBD starts screwing the family over, she's manipulating them, blah blah blah. And then MK and the gang come over and then start to fight her, blah blah blah. And in the struggle, LBD sacrifices DBK, DSK, because he's a spider in this universe, DSK as a pawn so that she can get what she wants. And then Redson sees this and realizes it's all his fault because he's the one that opened the box in the first place because he found the key. So he's like, the consequences of my actions! And I feel like that could be like the trigger for him turning to good. So he teams up with MK and May and all the others, and then he saves the universe with them, and yay! I told you guys I'm not that good of a writer. I haven't really thought of a good way to incorporate the Azure Lion arc into any of the stories besides the Vulture bit and MK's. I'm a bit brain dead when it comes to this type of thing. You know what's truly ironic? I had the most fun writing MK's lore, and it was the hardest for me to write Redson's lore. So I guess it was a good thing no one responded to that post. It was probably easier to write MK's story due to MK and Peter having the most similarities. Redson, while I love him to bits, he's very Redson. I guess there was the option of nicifying him, like having him on the good side already, but then it wouldn't feel like Redson without
Peasants! Noodle boy! Dragon girl!
But like imagine though, it'd be funny if you could like see a Spider-Man yelling
Peasants!
at his enemies. So here's all the final artwork. The hero names respectively are Spider Monkey, Dragon Spider / Samadhi Spider, and Red Spider. If this video does decent, I'll make a second part with Wukong, Macaque, and Nisha. I haven't done a video like this in a while, so doing the voiceover was a bit awkward, but I hope it still sounded decent and I hope you enjoyed somewhat. Goodbye, I'm now gonna go wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse and for the 5th season of LMK. Peace.